The Everett High School basketball teams take the court for their first game of the season, and the Massachusetts Gatorade Player of the Year signs his letter of intent. Hi everyone, welcome inside the ECTV studio here in Everett. I'm your host of Talk of the Town Sports Edition, Michelle Fenelon. Many questions surrounded the Everett High School boys basketball team entering the season. How will new coach Stanley Chamberlain follow the lead of former coach John DiBiaso? And where will Everett's scoring come from after losing 2,000-point scorer Jared Boyce? In the first game of the season, the Crimson Tide had no problem scoring. Everett scores 13 straight points in the first quarter, but the story was Everett's defense. Saugus had no answer for Everett's full court press, and the Crimson Tide run away with this one 75-22.
We believed in each other. Part of the scout report was to just ante up the defense, apply pressure. Pressure bust pipes is what we said, and just make them uncomfortable.
Timberland says he wants the identity of this team to be their tenacious defense. And the Everett girls basketball team looking for their first win of the season against Gloucester on Monday. Everett started off well early, jumping to a 28 lead, and Gloucester wouldn't come close. Everett using beautiful ball movement here to get the easy lay-in, and the Crimson Tide pick up their first win of the season, 61-35.
I think they came out and they had something to prove because we didn't win the first game. So they came out defensively with intensity. We had steals, our trap press worked, and we finished this time.
Everett is 1-1 on the season. They play Haverhill next Friday. College football's early signing period kicks off today, and Everett's own Mike Sainristil put ink to paper, making it official to play for the University of Michigan next season. Sainristil is the 6th Everett player to receive the Gatorade Player of the Year honor. I sat down with the former Everett football star before signing day, and he told me about the morning he got the news.
I walked into my head coach, Coach Pierce's office, and he kept telling me, check my email, check my email. And then the week before, Ms. Turner was also telling me, check my email for any updates. So we walk into the office, I sat down, I'm like, I didn't get anything yet. And he was like, I don't know, just keep checking and just keep your fingers crossed. And then, so I go on Twitter, I keep refreshing my page, and then I get a notification from Huddle. And then it says, at Mike Sainristil, congratulations, you've been announced Football Player of the Year. I read it, I processed it, and I jumped up, I was like, I got it right here, I showed him my phone. And then he takes the phone, he goes, yes, we got it, good job, congratulations. And I just walked out, ran around the school a little bit, walked to the gym. I just took it all in right then and there.
I saw on your Twitter that you said you achieved your last goal of the season. When did you set this goal?
I set it actually my freshman year. A former coach of mine named David Consul, he told me just all 4 years, just work hard, and I promise you can win Gatorade Player of the Year. And that's just something I kept in the back of my mind. And then I know we didn't win the state championship this year, but it was still something I wanted to achieve.
Let's go back to the beginning of your football career when you started at just age 7. Mm-hmm. You're Haitian American.
Yep.
And if there's anything Haitian parents know, it's l'église, l'école, and la caille.
Yep, that's the 3 L's.
Exactly. That's home, church, and school. How did you convince your Haitian parents to let you play football?
So it was actually my older cousin, Sammy Fedna. He played at Malden High School, and then me and my older brother Raymond and my cousin Marvin Fedna, we'd ask our parents, can we play football, can we play football? And then Sammy ended up telling his mom and my mom, being like one that plays a sport, it's not as bad as it seems, because we're protected, especially now, the equipment is much more protective. So back then, they didn't know the game. They'd see it, they'd say, oh, it's not, Pablo Fesad means I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to get hurt. So we just asked, and then they were like, all right.
I see you have your Michigan on, and you flipped your commitment last month to Michigan. What is it about this Michigan football program that made you want to go there?
Just all of the legends of the school, because they tell me I could play both ways. One guy I really look up to at that school is Charles Woodson. He's the first defensive player to ever win a Heisman. He also played offense. A quote that he said is, just don't put me in the backfield. He's a receiver and cornerback, so that's someone I like to look up to. Another guy is Jabril Peppers. First time I watched him was when he was in New Jersey at high school. first person I showed him to was my brother. I was like, oh, look at this guy here. He ended up committing to Michigan. I ended up committing to Virginia Tech. But then I thought about it. I played out all my options, and I weighed, what can I do here, what can I do here? And eventually I realized, I was like, Michigan's a school for me.
You're leaving high school in just a couple of weeks, and you're enrolling early in Michigan for the spring semester. What benefits does that come with?
I'll start classes January 8th. That helps me because in the summertime, I won't have to miss practice because they do a summer bridge program where the incoming freshmen for fall semester, if you're on any sports activities, you have to take classes over the summer, miss practices, so you miss lifts, workouts, so I won't have to do any of that. I'll be able to just focus on the team. And because they want me to play both ways, I could learn offense first because that's what I want to do, and I can learn defense on the side. And it just helps me if I want to play right away, so I won't have to redshirt if I develop the way they want me to.
What sort of things do you want to accomplish at Michigan?
I want to be able to, coming from Massachusetts, not a football state is what they say, I want to be able to go there and make a name for myself.
When you leave this school, Everett High School, for the last time, what will you remember the most?
The community, like how much support that they've shown towards like me as an individual, everyone else. It's just, here I was taken in as a family right away, and that's something I'm gonna hold forever.
Sam Russell says he wants to prove that Massachusetts does produce football players, and Boston College safety and former Everett High School football star Lukas Denis is already on track to prove that. The All-American safety will have his shot at impressing NFL scouts at the East-West Shrine game. Denis ranks 5th in NFL draft scout Matt Miller's top 10 safeties in the 2019 draft. Denis would become the first Crimson Tide alum to be drafted since the Kansas City Chiefs called Omar Easy's name in 2001. That's all we have for this episode of Talk of the Town Sports Edition. I'm your host, Michelle Fenelon, wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching.